Hello, little ones. Would you like to hear a story? I've got one for you. From Rolling with Remix. Long ago, the land of Irion was a land of plenty, and many wanted to lay claim to its riches. When those who lived in Irion could no longer agree on who held what, civil war broke out across the entire realm, until the kobolds, in desperation to keep their kingdom afloat, summoned the dark and terrible Dragotha. The great dragon cared not for the alliances constantly made and broken across Irion, and razed many of its great cities to the ground, until a last desperate alliance finally slew the titanic worm. With no one in any shape to continue the fight, an armistice was reached, and the Great War ended. But tensions were still on the rise. 30 years later, a ragtag group of adventurers, who met at a harvest festival and joined forces to look for the missing mentor of one of their band, were hired by a mysterious old man to travel to the great city-states of Irion and perform acts of heroism that those in power would not approve of. But those same acts served to heighten tensions across the land, and the old man, secretly a scheming mind flayer, revealed that once more Irion had fallen into a great civil war. Now, with militaries and dark powers on the rise, our heroes gather their forces in hopes of saving what they can before Irion once more falls into ruin. Momo, the Aarakocra cleric.
You're my friend. You're my family. And I'll protect you at all costs.
Corellia, the kobold paladin.
I will not make the same mistakes again.
Malifan, the half-elf rogue.
I won't stand idle. Not while people's lives are at stake.
Oh, this should be fun.
Quintessa, the human fighter.
You shouldn't be surprised. Everyone is out for themselves in the end.
And Scam Likely, the goblin artificer.
There are three constants: death, taxes, and my ability to dodge both.
Unprepared though they might be, our heroes find themselves at the front lines of a great battle to save the fallen empires. Last time on Rolling with Remix, Fallen Empires. Our heroes were tested by a Threshold Guardian, who would not let them pass to the Skeleton King's chambers unless they proved themselves to have a worthy purpose. While Quintessa eventually explained that she felt incomplete without rescuing a soul in the Skeleton King's castle, and was thus allowed to pass, her companions were not unless they proved they had a purpose of their own, which proved rather difficult, considering that for half of them the purpose was just to accompany Quintessa. Though the Threshold Guardian challenged them to combat as an alternative, eventually they wore him down and managed to convince him, or phrase their argument well enough, that he allowed all of them to pass into the court of the Skeleton King. Unfortunately, the Doom Rider and Lady Fomar were also there. And while Lady Fomar was uninterested in combat, the Doom Rider most certainly was. And, during the assault to try and unlatch the Skeleton King's cauldron from its bindings, the Doom Rider managed to slay Bob entirely. And Rowan, grabbing Bob's body, threw it into the cauldron to stop the oncoming tide of rising undead and stun the Skeleton King. Taking advantage of this distraction, Mace shoved his folding boat into the Skeleton King's mouth and expanded it, shattering him, providing a brief reprieve as his death summoned the leader of the Unseelie Court, the Queen of Night and Magic, who ordered Lady Fomar to resurrect the Skeleton King while she addressed the intruders and figured out how best to get rid of them. The Skeleton King, revived, was magically silenced and held in place while his superior, the Queen of Night and Magic, was making the deals in his stead, and Rowan made the first deal to avoid her wrath, swearing to become the servant of the Queen of Night and Magic. It was then that the heroes asked if they could take the cauldron to revive Esgol, which Lady Fomar laughed at, and revealed why exactly Quintessa wanted him, along with revealing that Quintessa had a habit of inserting herself into the life of Azalea Lythos, a woman who had no idea who she was, and ultimately framed the reasons for wanting Esgol back as nothing but selfish. Shocked and hurt that Quintessa would not share this herself, Mace and Kit, who had a portal home, found what they wanted and quickly left. Quintessa adamantly refused to make any deals in order to save her fiancé, which left Leaf to have to make one for her, turning into a Fey hunting dog, which turned out to be far more literal than he had thought, in order to secure the release of the cauldron. Quintessa heaved it down the stairs to the hags, who were as good as their word. Unfortunately, the revival of Esgol required ripping out half of Quintessa's heart. And so, without a second thought as to the sacrifices others had made to ensure her happiness, while she would make none, Quintessa embraced Esgol and was sent home through a portal. Unfortunately, Battenrance Hall, the home in question, appeared to be aflame the instant it came into view. What caused this? Well, perhaps we shall see when we go back in time to the start of the siege on Battenrance Hall. How long will the rest of Team A last against a siege of elves? Who's ultimately going to be the one to set Battenrance Hall on fire? And who is Queen going to play, since Quintessa, fucked off into the Feywild to get her husband instead? Find out on tonight's episode of Rolling with Remix, Fallen Empires. Hello and welcome to Rolling with Remix, Fallen Empires, the show where, hey, we're back to Roll20, because sieges are hard to run in Foundry, believe it or not. I am your host, Alex, and with me as always we have our lovely cast and crew of players. We have Atwis.
My cursed food is a salad donut. So instead of like a cream filling, it's salad on the inside with like a little bit of ranch, and it's got to be warm because it was like fried that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What? Nice warm ranch.
It's cursed food.
We have Scott.
Did you just drink ketchup?
No, don't be stupid. This is don't be ridiculous. This is fish oil mayonnaise infused water. Come on. You're welcome.
Delicious.
We have Jojo.
I would like to present to you my horrible food combo. A nice dessert of pickles and Nutella tiramisu with a nice ketchup water cocktail.
I see. We have Queen.
I'm British and I hate all of you.
That is
I don't like that one.
That is in fact the worst food crime of all.
Yeah.
And we have Xander.
An open-faced sandwich on a slice of gluten-free multigrain bread with Nutella, Vienna sausages, 2 slices of American cheese, and Worcestershire sauce, cooked open-faced in a vertical toaster.
You honestly hadn't lost me.
All right. The audience. It is time for me, not you, to decide which the least food crime is. Scott, considering you were actually drinking that, I'm gonna go with you. You're the first one to die.
Wait, I thought you said it was the worst food crime.
No, he said it was the least.
The
I
least
wasn't actually drinking it.
So the worst food crime, as in it's not the most heinous food crime.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
the worst.
The least criminal food crime. The one that you could do in front of a cop and they'd be like, whatever, man, I don't care.
Whatever.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Dip my pickles in Nutella.
If I die,
cop?
I'm
Well, I
going
mean,
to
Jojo,
hate you so
you're from
fucking
Florida,
much.
so I'm sure the cops are used to that. Just
No.
people walking around dipping pickles in Nutella, just eating them on the
No,
street.
they're used to dipping French fries in ice cream, which is actually good.
That's
All right,
delicious.
you know what?
It's not even
Fine. If we
That
make
I
it out of
accept.
this,
crime.
if we make it out of this, we're going to celebrate, and we're all going to have fish oil mayonnaise infused water, and you're all going to drink it, and you're all going to like it.
I think
You're
I'd rather
on.
just get
Roger,
eaten.
Roger.
Roger.
Alex,
Roger.
can I
Sounds
take
like a
Scott's
good plan.
place and die first?
Sure.
Yeah!
God.
Death comes to us all.
Death comes to
Only
us all.
in food crimes.
Speaking of death, now that we are back in Roll20 and back in the usual setup I have, I can turn back on the banner that shows what music is going to be playing, and I can turn back on, if I can find it, the bit tracker. If you give us enough bits, we draw from the old favorite, the Deck of Magic Things, which all my players love and do not fear.
I love it so much.
Hey, Alex, did we get any
You
bits
love it
during
until you
Side
hate
B?
it.
We did not get any bits during Side B.
Oh,
Guys,
damn.
why?
I was really hoping that because we weren't drawing cards during side B, we get donations and it would just like stack up for a big fucking comeuppance on this episode. Damn. You let us down, chat.
You let us down, chat. Anyway, when last we left off, while side B is going on, we're going to go back in time a little bit to the moment our party was alerted to a massive fuck-off blockade of elves surrounding Baton Rance Hall to the south, and to the north where the water is, a blockade of Minotaur ships. As I turn on the music.
Love that.
Oh boy. Mmm, delicious.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. So, I'm going to scroll through and let you see how many enemies there are about to face you.
Oh,
Feel free to do that yourself.
Sorry, I'm just looking at all of this. I love like all these enemies and then just Rihanna in the middle.
Rihanna,
Hi.
We'll talk about Rihanna once we do some more role-playing and start working on a battle plan.
Oh no.
Mechanics-wise, she's acting as your scout.
Hey, I really
thank
like your
God.
last few albums, but I don't know, you're kind of getting into a bit of a hack. What?
Okay.
Okay. Alright.
Oh, that's right, Quintessa isn't here yet.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Quintessa had already left at this point. She's gone.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
There
She's
goes
dead,
Quintessa, spider and all.
She's dead and we killed her.
I sure hope nobody dies while she's gone.
That sure would be great. Anyway,
No, it wouldn't.
those of you at the outer wall look out, see this huge wall of elves. Those at the docks see these huge approaching warships. And the same thought comes to your minds at the same relative time. Fuck.
Understandable.
Alright.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, just narratively speaking, because I think I missed the session where this was established. Where is like everyone? We're all just like on the wall, seeing like the fucking blockade, or what's going on?
I know Carillion at least is on the wall looking at the Elven blockade.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was like at the very end of session 113 when, oh fuck, there is a siege going on.
I think
Gotcha.
Carillion was notified by a dock worker or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dockworker, hey, there's some Minotaur blockades, and then points out, wait a second, there's more.
Fuck me.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah, Scam, I think, would probably have heard about it through the grapevine, so, like, jogs up to see what the hell's going on. And just, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
How much time has
Probably-
passed since... this is important. How much time has passed since Quinn's departure?
I'm
It's only
double
a
checking
few
the
hours.
OneNote. Like, couple hours.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Tell me
Momo's
I'm
gonna
not
fly
seeing a
up
big
and-
fucking wall of elves just now.
I think that's exactly what you're seeing.
I would never lie to you.
You
Was your
gotta
eyes
be
lie to you?
fucking kidding me? But just looking around, but our fucking militia soldiers just being like, hold your fucking ground, don't do anything yet. We're not gonna do anything rash out the gate.
Yeah, Carlin sort of leans forward and taps Scam on the shoulder. We've also got Minotaurs blockading us on the ocean side, and the docks
we
are
do to
nowhere
the-
near cleaned up enough to handle them. So it's
What
a
did we
two-front
fucking-
thing.
What did we
Why
fucking
are
do to
the
the Minotaurs?
here?
Oh, the Minotaurs just kind of
Oh, this is just a thing?
it's just their thing. Yeah, they sack
just
places.
Fucking Minotaur. Wait,
Yeah.
they're not working with the elves, are they?
Well, who knows? I guess there's only one way to find out. Although, a good chunk of our militia and a lot of the other people who came here are refugees from Minotaur attacks. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Can we see any signias or emblems on the ships or the blockades of
Yeah, I was
Minotaurs?
curious about whether or
anything
not
that
they
we
were
can-
aligned. Yeah,
Make a perception check, please.
Okay.
you got it.
Actually, Scott, if you want to roll, I'll give you advantage.
Sure, that works. Alright, 1 and a 2 and a...
Alright.
All right.
Cool. You peer out across the water at the Minotaur ships. You recognize the emblem. It's like the Jolly Roger. The skull is of a bull, and the swords are hammers. You recognize this as the brand of Jadagar Iron King.
I fucking knew it.
Okay, this is not fucking optimal.
Well,
Is it?
They're not aligned, if that means anything, but unfortunately that's still not exactly in our favor.
Question: is it just Minotaur ships out there, or there aren't any Okiti ships out there?
You don't see
Mero
any
ships, are there?
Okiti ships outside. Currently, the only thing in the water are Minotaur-made ships.
Okay.
Okay. Are they making gains toward us, or are they just like sitting in the water?
Currently, just sitting in the water.
Okay, back to the elves then. Looking at this, is there any sort of leadership figures prominent among them? Anyone who are they just stationed there waiting, or does it look like there's at least some kind of leadership present at the front line?
Another perception check, please.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. My fucking terrible perception, yeah.
I'll give you advantage
doing
on
the
that
thing.
too.
Oh, that's not
okay.
terrible.
All right, that's
not
not the
bad.
worst, and then that was 20 minus 2.
Alternatively,
Thank you for the advantage.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
God.
Okay. So, while it's kind of hard to see individual elves, aside from a wall of them and elven banners outside, taking a quick look around, you recognize there are a couple of... Well, not but a couple of. There is one particular faction that has like this cloud of bees flying over them.
Oh,
And there's
Oh,
also
no.
plumes of fire coming from a different faction, so you would guess the Sheesan Thay are here.
wait. Run that by me again. So there are bees coming from one faction and flames of fire.
There are multiple
Yeah.
there are multiple sub-battalions of elves.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So I'm guessing
Just-
each group or section or faction is run by a different leader of the Shisensei.
Member of the Sheesan Thay, technically, but probably.
Right. Right.
yeah, fuck. What the hell
Oh,
are they thinking?
What the hell did we do?
Well, I mean, what didn't we do if we're being fucking honest here? But at the same time, we didn't do anything to them. I mean, we scouted their shit, but like,
We haven't done anything to initiate battle.
we're a
have we?
fucking civilian army.
We saved their lead.
And we're not even Well, okay. We saved their leader after we launched her into the astral plane and fucked over. Listen, they're acting like fucking assholes. We've acted like assholes. They're just all
That should
around
mean we're on neutral
assholery.
ground, or well, even
I know,
at
I
least.
wasn't expecting good tidings by any means, but I certainly wasn't expecting this.
Oh boy. Sorry, your naivety is just really, really adorable.
Question: Is Lord Batenrand still like on the premises, or has he gone off to
Somewhere.
do his own Lord Batenrand's things? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Someone should go tell Lord Batenrand what's going on really quickly.
Yeah.
We should. Well, nothing's happening yet, so we at least have a chance to talk it out, hear demands. We are relatively mostly self-sufficient when it comes to food and such that's on the grounds, so if we can wait it out, as long as we're not being attacked, that's always a net positive in our favor. I mean, unless anyone has any better ideas.
No better
Just
ideas.
don't.
We can't risk losing anybody for two major reasons. One, because a lot of our fucking army is made up out of refugees and civilians,
Yeah.
and that's shit. The second main reason is, without an army, we're fucked with killing that mind flayer. So,
Yeah.
Hold
we
on,
can't
Alex,
take losses.
Scam is right.
I have a question out of character.
Yes.
Do the elves look hypnotized?
From this distance, that is impossible to tell, but you do remember when Rankle paid you a visit, he did mention talking to them.
Yeah, so he's
I
definitely
think-
whispered some shit to them. I don't think they're hypnotized. I think he just told them exactly what they wanted to hear, enough to the point where they're like, "Oh, cool, let's go fuck with them."
Yeah.
Because I mean, like,
Yeah.
He could have charmed
Because also
them or
elves
something.
can't. Is it elves? Well, I mean, sorry, no, I was thinking. Sorry, elves can be charmed. It's just hard to charm them.
Yes.
Like, so it is. It is
Not too hard for a fucking mind flayer, though.
I mean,
This many?
I mean,
That's a good point.
well, you would only need to hypnotize the person in charge to point them in the right direction.
they would also know him as Old Ran, a trusted person
Oh,
who
yeah.
helped them.
Yeah, so I don't
past.
think. Yeah, I don't think they're hypnotized. I think they are very much just persuaded, because honestly speaking, it is not difficult to make people see the worst in us.
Yeah.
No.
We're
Not at this
No,
we're
point.
I
not
don't blame them at
exactly.
all.
We haven't exactly made a string of good choices.
Right. So we need somebody to go back. Let Lord Battenrance know what's happening. We also
Momo,
need
you
to
can
make
fly.
sure.
Go let Lord Battenrance know.
On
Yeah.
it. And he
Okay.
zooms off.
Also, Captain Tarth and Maggie. Yes. If they're like not already here, then
Before you do anything, I want to make a quick distinction. Lord Stormkirk or Lord Battenrance? They're
oh
two different
God,
people.
I'm so
Stormkirk.
sorry.
Oh my God.
Stormkirk.
Sorry,
I-
Lord Stormkirk.
I figured you meant
otherwise known-
Stormkirk, so...
I mean,
don't
technically,
worry.
by his title, he would be Lord of Battenrance, so it's not the farthest cry to say Lord Battenrance.
That is true. However, one of the ghosts is the previous Lord Battenrance, so I wanted
That's
to make
fair.
super sure.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, can we get some ghosts on our side, too? God.
They can spook them away.
so
Actually,
I'm,
you know what? Yeah, add Lord Stormkirk to that list, but also go talk to the ghosts, too.
Yeah, Lord Stormkirk is not currently on the grounds. Lord
Oh,
Battenrance
okay, thank you.
is.
Alright, so we're in charge then, because he's not here.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
people to notify if they don't already know. That would be Maggie, Tarth, Bert. If he doesn't already know, he should know. And I would say just honestly, just like make the rounds of our quote major NPCs like
Whatever-
Annabelle, Chicken Bait, you know, all the
yeah.
rest.
Yeah,
Just Ari,
any
so on and so
assistance we
forth.
can get is going to be at our advantage.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Maggie, Tarth, Annabelle, Chicken Bait, Ari. Who else?
Yeah,
Just any sort of
Anyone.
quote major NPC or somebody who's like fought with us before or something like that. Just
Yep.
so everyone's on. Already know they're prepared.
Yeah.
On it.
Alright. So those elves are just standing there, and we're just standing here. We're not gonna raise a stink,
Right.
because
Certainly not.
we can't. And let me emphasize this so clearly. We can't take casualties here for multiple moral
No.
and tactical reasons. And if the
Not much.
elves, but I will tell you this, if the elves try to attempt any sort of slaughter against any civilian or refugees, I will be raising hell. You don't have to join me, but I will be raising hell.
Our people. These are our people, and they trusted us.
Exactly.
No, I haven't really done this before, but when it comes down to it, I'm pretty sure I should go out and hear out their demands or whatever it is. Yeah?
Whatever form of diplomacy you can make, it's the best we have at this point.
I'm
Right.
Okay, I'm going with you on that front. I think that in terms of elf relations, I've known them the least, but at the same time, I'm there to back you up if shit goes sideways.
Okay. All
Also,
right.
Malaphane's the only one still here, and he's a war criminal with them, so no offense, Malaphane, I just think that it's just, if we had to send two people, I'd rather send two than just one person, and I think, honestly, your place is here on the wall.
You can cover
If-
us from a distance at least.
Yeah.
If there's any, right, if there's anything that can be covered here, I can take hold of the seed. I can man the fort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
all right. What, Kay has nice charisma, right?
Kay has
Kay's
nice
a paladin.
Yeah, so
Kay is your best.
Yeah.
Jeez, when it comes to charisma.
I'll give. I was gonna say I'll cast enhance ability on Kay for Eagle Splendor to give you advantage on any charisma checks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel more confident already. They say, not looking like they feel more confident already, but the magic is there.
You look like
So,
shit, but you got
thanks.
this.
Yeah,
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. So,
you
yep.
haven't been sleeping well, so.
Mm. Corellian dismounts the wall, heads out, and sort of... I presume there are ways to get out that, like, don't necessarily require opening, like, the main gate entirely.
Oh yeah, for sure. There are, like, exits on the wall and on watchtowers that'll lead you back behind the wall and not, into the open field to get shot.
Do you want...
Yeah.
Do you want me up in the air above you, just for a bit of an aerial view, in case just to survey the situation?
No, I think that'll be more of a... I think that could be taken more as an overture of a threat.
Sure.
If you're on the ground, you should be fine. So, I guess... before we head down off the wall, are any of them, like, within calling distance? Like, would there be any, like, way to signal that we want to, I don't fucking know, talk or parlay or whatever?
For the sake of convenience, I will say yes. Also, Scam has Skywrite if you want to use a spell slot on that.
I will not be using a spell slot to make Cloud speak. I will instead just get a fucking scrap of, like, not white cloth, just some, whatever the flag standard for parlay is, just fucking fashion that real quick and then just...
Yeah. Rather than look that up, I'll just assume that we all know it.
Yeah, we all know it.
We all know it. It's fine.
We all know it. We're so...
That works.
We're fucked up with the technology thing. Yeah.
So yeah, once we do that, and if we get, like, some confirmation out, then I guess we head out to meet whatever representative comes to meet us.
Cool. In the meantime,
Good luck, you too.
I know Momo was going to go gather some NPCs and let them know what the situation was, and considering he fly fast, he'll be able to get there first. Malphane, Were you staying on the wall, or were you following Momo?
My position is here on the wall. The last thing I can do is, cause any... The last thing I can do... Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Well, in the meantime, Momo, you head straight into Batonrant's hall first to go talk to Bert and see if anyone's already in the war room that you have in there. And as you get in, let me double check what this character looks like. You see a man with long black hair and a ponytail wearing an eagle-like mask and full-on chainmail, talking very sternly to some workers inside, demanding answers as to why are there Minotaur ships outside.
Do I know this person? Does he look familiar to me?
He does not look familiar to you.
Okay. I'm gonna approach, with caution, of course, and... Excuse me. What's going on here? Well, obviously there's a siege outside, but...
Yes, I am fully aware there is a siege outside. I'm trying to get answers here.
Well, you have about as much information as we do. May I ask your name?
My name is Saraxadal Uriala. I've come here from King's March to assist in the war, but I've now had my ship sunken, and see that not only is the place under siege from Minotaurs, but also the elves. This is worse than I thought. What is happening?
I couldn't tell you, even if I wanted to. I'm trying to figure that out myself, but for right now, I'm just trying to inform everyone, as many people as I can about this, to try and get as much help as I can.
You hear, very, very tiny, this little sort of, this kind of, spin thing. And on his mask, you see these two little plates sort of, close like this, as though his eyes are narrowing at you.
Well...
Listen, young, bird?
My name is Momo. Momo Vol.
Momo. Okay, forgive my sternness on this, but I need as much information as I can if I'm to assist.
Well, like I've said, we know nothing. I'm also trying to gather information. If you would like to help me, I wouldn't mind if you tagged along, but we need to move fast.
All right, well, all I know is that I was here on my ship and then the Minotaurs attacked. I've only just gotten here.
Do you know who is in charge of those Minotaurs? Do you have any idea?
Do I?
Rex, you'd be familiar with tales of Jadagar, Iron King. He's pretty infamous in King's March, too.
Alright. I would suspect Jadaka Iron King.
Correct. So, that's all we know for now. And we also know that the elves are being led in factions by the Shislinday. From what I can tell.
Well, you've certainly given me more answers than anyone else here, just side-eyes everyone else.
Yeah. And then you hear
So
calling from down the hall. Well, fucking forgive me if I'm panicking all at a place being under siege! And Bert runs in, clearly looking frazzled.
Oh, but I'm so glad to see you.
What the fuck is happening, Momo?
I don't know. All I know is that there are Jadaka Iron King ships and the Shislinday are out there.
Great! Awesome!
And I have a feeling it has something to do with Rancol.
We got 2 elite militaries bearing down on us, led by a fucking mind flayer. Perfect! This is great! This is great! We're definitely not gonna die. We're definitely not gonna die. We're definitely...
But look at me, we're not going...
force that smacks Bert on the back of the head. And the room gets deathly cold. Is this one done? You hear a voice calling out.
I look at the person who slapped Bert.
You don't see anything back there.
What?
What?
Is this one done? You hear this growling, ethereal voice echoing from behind Bert, who is just, like, wide-eyed, slowly getting down to a fetal position.
I pull out my sword.
Momo puts his hand over the sword. No, hold on. Momo takes a step forward. Yes. And who are you?
Don't tell me you have forgotten, child. I am the one who ruled this hole. And it appears, should you fail here today, I will have plenty of servants to join me.
Lord Battenrance.
I trust you will not fail, then.
No, sir. We will not.
Excellent. Our defenses are
But we will need
strong.
more.
They might withstand some extended assault, assuming there are no others outside.
Other than the elves and the minotaurs, we couldn't see anyone else.
If you wish to beat them back, however, your forces are sorely lacking.
That's why I'm going around looking for help.
Who do you count among your allies?
Well... Help me. Out of character, help me. Help me.
Momo, you list off the NPCs that Corellian instructed you to go find.
I have Maggie, Toth, Annabelle, Chicken Bait, and Ari. And Bert.
The quivering one on the floor.
We trust him, and...
You only have individuals as allies, of the caliber of the quivering one on the floor.
I pick him up.
Pitiful.
Out of character, do we also have the dwarves as allies?
There are a couple of dwarves and orcs who have joined you to serve as makeshift militia, so you do not just have the refugees as fighters.
I mentioned this to Lord Battenrance.
It will not be enough.
What should we do?
Irion has other kingdoms, does it not? Call upon your favors from them. Call upon allies there. Call upon those that are not your enemies. Whatever it takes for you to get through these days alive.
Right. Okay. I'm going to ping a message to Corellian and ask him. Just spoke with Lord Battenrance. He says that our defenses will be able to withstand a lot, but it will not be enough, and our militia is not enough. Do we have any more allied kingdoms?
Assuming that you're using sending,
Correct.
it was cut off a little bit, but I think it was enough for Caroline to get the gist of what Momo was saying. Caroline, in the midst of his preparations with Scam, sort of like cocks his head up as he's receiving the message, takes a moment to think. Our best bets are probably Port Mirandu and Merdil. I don't think we can count on any other nations. We've made enemies of them all.
You see Momo's, like, the hope in his eyes just kind of fade. We don't have many other allies, other than Port Mirandu and Merdil.
Pray they will be enough.
Okay. We won't let you down. We won't fail you.
See that you do not. In the meantime, you just see, briefly flickering in the light, the image of this, like, gigantic wolf standing on two legs, jacked as all hell before it fades away. I will not let my hall fall so easily. Lord Battenrance has joined you as a defender of Battenrance Hall.
Yeah!
I would hope so!
Hope not quite as epic as Aragorn leading a ghost army, but this is still pretty dope.
You've only got 3 ghosts!
Yeah,
I'll
we
take
got
it,
Jennifer
yeah.
we'd probably be willing to join in as well.
Oh, absolutely.
That's more ghosts than the enemy sides have, so
Presumably.
So,
And
got Lord
Ishka's loyal
Battenrance.
to Battenrance, so
Lord Battenrance, we are in a very time-constricted moment. Would you be willing to converse with the other spirits of this of these
No.
halls and? Yes, sir.
And there's just silence. This cold, overwhelming presence retreats. Bert looks up. He's gone, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And Bert faints again.
Someone get him a clean
Great.
towel, please.
So, the dead linger here.
Yes.
How is that possible?
I wouldn't question it, but we need to move now. And he
Right.
he gestures instead of like grabbing his hand and tugging him because he doesn't know this person. But anyway,
He will follow.
All right.
Good.
I'd say we've got time to get one more before Corellian and Scam have time to arrive with negotiations
Okay.
for the elves. Who are you going for next?
I'd say I'm torn between Maggie and Annabelle. Out of character, what do you guys think?
if you're going, like, if Momo's trying to be really efficient about trying to gather people, Ishka, the second ghost, the Aarakocra one, he would probably be the closest in terms, and he is pretty devoted to Battenrance, so if Battenrance is in, Ishka would also probably be in. And then, in terms of who would be closest, then probably Annabelle would be closer, and then I'm sure Maggie is probably out along the wall or something like that.
Okay. Then I will go to Isha. And I
Alright.
actually have to be right back.
Well, if it's a case of right back, I guess we can forget about following Momo, unless Raxidal wants to negotiate with the ghost he's never met.
No!
Great! Well, in that case, Scam and Corellian, the message of "we're coming out here to parley" has been received by the elves. You walk outside the gatehouse and drawbridge of Battenrance Hall. It is, like, eerily quiet on the plains. You can see off in the distance a couple of elves just watching you. Bows, like, not at the ready, they're not, like, pulled back and ready to fire, but they're just kind of hanging down by their sides, ready to be used. They haven't been, like, put across their backs or anything.
All right, deep breath.
Cool.
Here we go.
Yep. Right. Krillin sort of like rolls their shoulders, tries to take on like a more relaxed posture. Doesn't have any weapons out. Obviously, they're on him, and wait until someone steps forward.
All right. You hear some like loud booming footsteps and look ahead. Not being particularly stealthy is an elf in super reinforced armor, huge flamethrower mounted across his back. You recognize they have sent Omarin, who nearly set the forest on fire in the last major elven conflict, to be their negotiator.
Well, now he knows starts the fire.
They always tell me about the wisdom of the elves, and I'm just like, I would make better choices than send him.
I don't think that's the point, Scam.
Was I saying it out loud? Fuck.
Carling sort of, rolls her eyes a bit, but he takes a breath, sort of raises a claw and hello, and doesn't like approach so that like they're within, super close to one another, but definitely like close enough to have a comfortable conversation and just right. Omarin, it's been a while. Lovely night we're having, huh?
Night, afternoon, it's one of those times. Whatever, it's all the same to me. Unimportant, though.
You've, got quite the force there behind you. Mind if I ask what exactly you all are here after?
Well, heard tell of a bunch of people with serious grudges against the elves, gathering up a militia, has some orcs in it, has some dwarves in it, has all kinds of people in it who also don't like elves so much. Really gets people to worry, and you can understand that.
Oh no,
yeah.
Absolutely. How about that lot? Carling sort of like jerks their head over towards the docks and towards the waterfront.
Yeah.
They're not exactly with you, are they?
Omarin peers around, stares at the Minotaur ships, looks back. Not with us, but I can only assume the way you conduct yourselves, you made a lot of enemies.
What can we say? We gotta be good at something.
Sure. Would it be possible to gauge whether if Omarin is telling the truth or not?
Make an insight check. Okay. Omarin is not particularly good at lying. As far as Omarin knows, the report of you gathering a militia and having a grudge against the elves is completely genuine. You also detect that he is incredibly confident about just walking up to talk with you. You get the feeling that he was sent out because Scam and Corellian have the worst chance of taking him down compared to the rest of the Shees and Fae. In case,
Not gonna take that personally, just gonna compartmentalize that for later.
In case, Parley is being sent up as a false flag and you're here to do a surprise attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Carling sort of nods. Well, the bit about the militia is indeed true, although it was more in terms of defending against the Minotaurs than anything else. A good portion of the people who live at Baton Rants are refugees from various towns, and
we got a lot of people we got a lot of people behind those walls who had nowhere else to go. They're taking up arms. They're civilians who volunteered to take up arms against threats on their livelihoods, not joining a war effort. They are here to only preserve the lifestyle that they've not been able to find elsewhere. Our troops are not marching south.
No.
Well, I'll be happy to take that news back, and we'll see if that checks out. In the meantime, demands are pretty simple. Disband the military, surrender to us for questioning, making sure everything's on the up and up. You know how it is.
All right.
No.
In that case, please take the news back to the other leadership, but as long as there are Minotaurs at the docks, we cannot disband. They are who we are defending against. Once the Minotaurs are gone,
We
sure.
can discuss.
Once the Minotaurs are gone, we can discuss. But until then, I am not leaving those civilians who have already fled their worst nightmare once, not to do it again.
We're not going to get sacked and burned by the people who just ran from being sacked and burned.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Far be it from me to criticize that plan of action. Very, very noble of you. Condolences to all those poor people. We'll try not to hit them if they get caught up in all the middle of this.
Well, in any case, it's been a pleasure, and we're not moving on you lot.
Lamarin nods. If you do, though, promise to make it entertaining.
Oh. You know I love to put up a good fight. I don't plan to, mind you. Not at all. But if you move on us, in that case, sure.
Yeah.
Let's have fun.
And hey, I like good fireworks shows. So, yeah, enjoy that tank on your back.
Oh, you believe I will.
Alright, well,
You confer with your leaders, we'll go, yeah.
take care.
We'll go, yeah.
Alright. You all say continued goodbyes, and you head back into Battenrance Hall unbothered.
Yeah, on the walk back, you know, just head, like, eyes forward, doesn't say anything, but Scam just says out the side of his mouth to Krellian, there's no way in hell we're disbanding this army until Rankle's dead.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. But, we need time, and we can't get to Rankle if there are Minotaurs at our
Gotta
docks.
buy as much time as we fucking can. Now that said, I have an idea.
Oh.
Okay, let's deal with the Minotaurs. Let's see if we can get that situation adjusted, and if we can avoid any kind of confrontation with the elves, let's do that. If we need to make them think that we're disbanding, wait a second, this isn't fucking Elfland, is it?
No,
This
it's
is
not.
frontier territory.
Right.
Fuck. So there's no law against them marching here either. Fuck.
No.
Damn. Okay. Well, regardless, if they demand us to disband, we have ships. We can make it look like the refugees are going elsewhere.
Okay, so out of character question, Krellian has been doing a lot of work cleaning up the docks after the explosions that happened very, very recently. How many functioning watercraft do we have that could feasibly take people out?
One.
Shit.
How many
One.
could that craft carry?
It
Probably
is
like
a,
two,
like,
right?
civilian transport ship, so,
Oh, shit.
like, a decent number. It's not a warship,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it would not be able to defend itself, but it can carry, like, a lot of people. Fun fact, I might have planned for a folding boat to be involved, but a civilian transport ship would carry, like, a whole lot more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, Krellian sort of nods. Our best plan of action, I wouldn't put it past them to still try and make a move on us, especially if they see that we're focusing on the Minotaurs and our attention is split. But the She's and They as a whole tend to be more on the honorable side. If we don't make moves against them, if we don't try to play chicken with them, then we may have a chance of at least getting the waters clear. I think that will be our best bet.
I think that's the best idea.
All right.
But for now, we need to see what the fuck what's up with those Minotaurs.
Yeah. And, well, we'll see if they send someone out to talk to us. Who knows? Might be worth a try.
Might be worth an attempt.
Cool.
Alright. And Meliphane, you see the two get back into Battenrance Hall, safe and sound.
Humor me for a moment. I don't know if Meliphane would actually be able to see it from the distance he's at, but like, can he see Omarin at all, or?
With a 31 perception and meeting in open ground so as, like, no ambushes could happen from either side, yeah, I'd say you were able to see Omarin during the meeting.
Does it look like he's, I don't know, had any specific gestures, or he's going back with any sort, I don't know. Like, are there any telltale signs of, like, psych, or something like that?
Insight check, please.
I know, very, very well put, right?
Very well put.
Insight.
Okay. From what you can tell, and from what you know of Omarin, having talked to him a couple of different times, he is not a man for, like, lying, deception, or anything. He would very much like to use the giant fucking flamethrower on his back, but until he gets the orders to, he will not do that.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome back.
Yeah, well, here's the short of it. They want us to disband our militia. We said no, because...
the horny boys over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, not exactly ideal.
Phrasings. Yeah, exactly. So we let him know of that. We let him know that the majority of our militia are indeed civilians who fled from Minotaurs. Once again.
Right.
Phrase aside. And he said he'd relay his thing. We said we'd relay our thing. And neither of us are going to make a move until we speak more or something comes of that. Now...
As trigger-happy as he can be, I trust that he'll keep his word on that.
Yeah, no. I have a personal hunch that, listen, Omarin's not exactly their best negotiator. I don't think he was sent out to negotiate as much as he was sent out to deliver, and he delivered. So, we're probably going to go and see if the Minotaurs are going to send over any demands or anything like that, since they haven't moved yet.
Not going to lie, I don't have quite as high hopes for them.
Yeah, we'll see. But until that happens, if you wouldn't mind passing the word, we are not making any attacks on the elves for the foreseeable future unless the situation changes.
Understand.
Yeah. Cool. Let's go see what the fucking Minotaurs want, or at least try to, I guess.
Alright. As these three cross back minutes, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if at any point Momo passes through, or is within, a 30-foot radius or something, I will let him know.
Cool. Speaking of Momo, he and Rax are continuing their quest to warn all the important NPCs, and I assume they were still going with Ishka?
Yes.
Alright. Momo, you lead Raxodal down into the basement, where what little remains of Ishka's body is, and you feel that cold, overwhelming, ghostly presence again. As before, you do not see Ishka.
Hello, Ishka.
So everyone here is in a panic and not doing their jobs. I keep hearing the words elves and minotaurs and siege. I trust they have come and made a whole mess of our hall, yes?
Not yet. That's what we're trying to prevent. They have done some damage that we've tried to fix, but they are outside the walls, and the Minotaur are on our banks. From the information that I've gathered so far, the Minotaur are being run by Jatakar Iron King, and the elves are being led by the Shisinthe.
And what? What is your plan? Are you going to talk to them and try to persuade them to leave?
I don't know. But we are going to do everything we can to prevent any more damage from happening, and hopefully stop this peacefully. But I have a feeling that won't be happening.
Unlikely. They're all a bunch of... Oh, what is the phrase for it? And then there's this ghostly flash, and you see a vulture-like Aarakocra with half of his face and, like, a good portion of his chest wrapped around and crushed by ivy and thorny vines and whatnot before it disappears. And then you hear the snapping of feathery fingers. Uncultured bastards. Yes, that's the phrase.
Correct. But, do you have any guidance or advice or anything that we could do? I have many allies that I need to speak to. Will
I
you
was
help us
never
in
one
defense?
for military matters. I've always been one for culture. That being said, I do have abilities at my disposal. And while the land around Battenrance still stands, it shall answer to me. Ishka has joined your party to defend Battenrance Hall.
But, like, bows and thanks him. And they will go on to Maggie.
Cool. Maggie is already on the walls. Yes, Rax, go ahead.
Sorry, in between us going from there to Maggie, I will tap Momo on the shoulder and just go, "So Momo,
What?
would it benefit if we had eyes from the sky to scout the land?"
Honestly, there's only two people who could do that, and that's me and Scam. I don't know anyone else who could.
Listen, I am trained in the ways of magic. I can summon familiars. They can scout the land, if that's what you choose.
That would be wonderful. Why didn't you say anything sooner?
Well, we have just met.
True. Well, go on then, please.
Alright, take me to the nearest window.
Let's just say there's one, like, 5 feet away from them. He opens
Cool.
it.
Alright, I shall cast Flock of Familiars.
Alright.
And through this, I will summon 3 eagles who I can communicate with them telepathically and use their visual auditory senses as long as they're within a mile of us. And I will just tell them to scout the land.
The eagles all screech at you, and it is very loud, but then they all, like, take off to the sky, going in widening circles around Battenrance Hall to scout out the area.
I say to all of them, quietly!
Ah! They caw right back.
Well,
alright.
Thank you for that. Off we go.
Let's go.
Alright. So, you'll probably be able to get to the wall before Scam and Corellian would have had time to get back, so you get there. Maggie is already, like, on the wall, looking over the blockade. There is a pipe in her mouth with smoke coming out of it that she just takes long drags from. And she hears you approaching and just goes, "Son of a bitch."
Right, Maggie? How are you?
She looks back to grunt, looks forward, looks back again, does a double take, points at Raxidal. "You're new."
Yes.
Yes.
This is Raxidal.
Welcome to the shit show.
Pleasure.
We need your help with defenses.
Yeah, I noticed.
I figured. Do you have any idea of what we could do?
You all are really friggin' lucky that we have some dwarves and orcs on our side. I can do what I can to, like, turbo through the training of the civilians so that they can form a workable militia, but other than that, only so much we can do against an actual trained army.
Right. The best you can do is the best we can get, and that's all I can ask of you.
I would say I face down worse, and that's technically true, but this is really damn close. Maggie has joined the defenses of Battenrance Hall.
Yay! Momo shakes her hand. Okay, who else?
Da 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 da.
Toth.
All right.
Lead the way.
You head down the wall, conveniently, as Malifane, Corellian, and Scam are also back at the wall.
Oh shit.
Hello.
Momo, change of plans.
What?
They were able to make some sort of negotiations with the elves. Long as we don't...
Yeah. Well, all he did was shake his hand as Malifane was shaking, like in a very kind of like an gesture.
Yeah, right. You did what?
Listen, we won't get into it. The elves want our militia to disband. We told them no chance in hell until those Minotaurs are dealt with. Then we'll talk about. Well, we're gonna negotiate then. And now we're trying to figure out the Minotaur situation. Right. So at least the elves aren't gonna bear down on us yet.
Okay. For the time being, so long as we don't strike them, they won't hurt us.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't put it past them, but that seems how it is.
I've managed to recruit Lord Battenrance, Ishka, and Maggie so far.
Good.
Okay, great.
Very good.
Keep at it. We'll try to make contact with the Minotaurs, and like as we go, Corellian will sort of like pass the word down to be like, here are the standing orders to, we're not moving against the elves unless they move first, that sort of thing, just to make sure people don't get too antsy on the wall.
Right.
And so you continue, none of you asking about who Raxudal is.
I kind of just like, I look like at their backs, just seeing a half-elf, a kobold, and a goblin, and just like the eyes narrow again. I look to Momo. They're your friends?
More like my family. Let's continue.
Right. Doesn't matter, let's go!
Raise his hands.
Well, I mean, if you're going for Captain Tarth, he's by the dock, so you're all going in the same direction. So if you keep going, you can just not...
Okay, alright. I'll save Tarth for last, then. I'll go to Annabelle.
Sorry, it's like that awkward, like, bye, and then you realize you're going the same way.
It's very like, about faces and go somewhere else.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
So, I'm gonna go to Annabelle, then. Just to save time.
Alright. So, Annabelle is pretty close. You head over to the alchemist lab, knock on the door. There is no response.
Annabelle?
You knock louder. There is no response.
Is it locked?
Nope.
I'm coming in, I'm sorry. He slowly opens the door and peeks in.
Alright. You peek inside. Annabelle is there, busy mixing a couple of potions. You see she is wearing some, thick padded devices on her ears connected by this, bent metal strip that goes over her hat, because she's still not taking her hat off.
Understandable. Maggie?
That's not her name.
Annabelle?
That's not her name! She does not respond. She looks very engrossed in mixing the potions. She's just staring down at them.
You might want to tap her.
Yeah, no kidding. Wait here. He slowly approaches her and just puts his hand on her shoulder.
Yeah! She, jumps up in surprise, looks around, takes off the padded device. Oh, you gave me a bit of a start there, Momo.
Well, I apologize.
Oh, who's your friend?
But this is Rex. There's a lot going on outside. We're being sieged.
Really? She stares down next to the device.
And
I guess the noise cancellation devices work a lot better than I thought.
What?
Oh, I was testing out some noise cancellation devices.
I'm sorry, I know I'm not there. Is she just completely fine with this?
She's a little distracted right now. She's an artificer. Well, they're all a little bit bad priorities.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Well, that's one way of doing it, I suppose.
Annabelle, we really need your help. As much help as we can get with defense.
Sorry, help on what now?
We are under siege.
You're under what?
Under siege, Annabelle!
Under siege.
By the elves and minotaurs. The elves are being led by the Shisinthe, and
the Minotaurs are being led by Jataka Iron King.
Oh, well.
Hold on. We have made some progress with the elves. They're not going to attack us yet. I hope. So right now we're just trying to deal with the Minotaurs. Can you help us?
Probably depends on, like, what you need me to do. I know we got a couple more people running the clinics and there's not a huge demand there right now, so that's good. I can still make healing potions there if you need me, or, well, forgive me for being so bold as to say this, but, you know, we are in a war. Any dirty trick that we can use to win? She glances over at, a desk full of, like, purple and green and very sickly colored looking potions. Whatever it takes to get an upper hand and get us through the night, you know, could help.
Momo's face just kind of goes from curiosity to a dread. Rux, can you give us a minute?
Oh, of course. Closes the door.
Can I make an Arcana check on those potions?
Yes, you can.
I have a feeling I already know what they are.
Okay. Whilst he's doing that, I'm gonna close my eyes and try and zone in through one of the eagles to see what's going on.
Okay, one of the eagles is just surveying the hall as a whole. The others have figured out, oh wait, here are the major sources of activity. So there's one over the hall, one over the elves, one over the Minotaur ships. Which one are you looking for?
I'd say the Minotaur ships.
Alright. Minotaur ships. They are definitely of Minotaur make, and they have the emblem on them. Most of the crew that you can spot on them, however, are gnolls that have, like, the mark of the Iron King branded on their face.
Oh! Love that!
I hate it.
Okay.
Alright. In the meantime, with the 9 Arcana, you don't know what these are, Momo.
Wow, it'd be a darn shame if you didn't leave behind the guy who has proficiency in alchemist supplies.
Annabelle, what are those for?
Making potions every day is hard.
Annabelle?
Sometimes you try to make a potion of healing using subpar ingredients, and that
Annabelle,
happens.
what are they for?
They are reminders of how not to brew a potion.
What do they do?
Bad things if you drink them. Probably also bad things if you dispose of them improperly, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that without poisoning Bat and Rat's Hall, Momo!
Are you suggesting that we use this against?
I am saying that is an option for something we could do to make sure, you know, they don't overrun us and kill us. Oh, do you think the Minotaurs are going to abide by some code of conduct? Do you suppose the Minotaurs are just going to march up in an orderly fashion, one dueling one person from our side? They're not going to! They are Minotaurs, Momo! They pillage and burn!
You see him think. Okay. Alright. Just do whatever you need to do.
Alright. I'll start gathering things up. Just don't breathe them too hard. Annabelle has joined the Bat and Rat's Hall defenses.
Momo exits the door and closes it behind him. Okay. Who's next?
A lot of people are technically next.
Oh, we done?
We just have Chicken Bait, Ari, and Tarth to go to.
I mean,
Chicken
there are
bait.
more.
Are
There are
Okay,
way
there's
more
a
that
lot
we can
more.
talk to.
Yeah.
Okay!
Sorry, I missed that. Chicken bait.
Yes, let's go.
I've heard weirder.
Alright. So, the distance between Alchemist Lab and the stables is shorter than the wall and the docks. So, by the time you finish with Chicken Bait, you'll be going on your way to the docks anyway, so we'll just go straight to Chicken Bait.
Alright.
All right. So, at the stables, Chicken Bait and a bunch of stable hands are having their hands full trying to corral a bunch of very scared-looking and unruly animals.
Oh, jeez. Chicken Bait?
Hi, Momo! Not a good time!
You got that right. We need your help.
Yeah, I can use some too!
Rex, can you help?
I'm gonna roll animal handling to try and help corral the animals.
Yeah, same.
Why
didn't I take Cavalier?
What's your animal handling score?
+2.
Do you want to give me advantage?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Fuck you!
Oh
That was a nat 1 as well!
a nat 1 and a nat 20. That is incredible. Anyway.
Remember when I rolled with disadvantage and got 2 natural 20s?
So, the animals are very clearly panicking, not handling a bunch of, like, chaos and disorder throughout the, throughout Bat and Rent's Hall, because they're under siege, not handling the bad vibes from that sort of panic. But then, Momo, you go up to Goat. You look Goat directly in the Goat eyes, and there is an understanding. Goat goes from panic to just standing stock still, and the rest of the animals do as well.
I pet Goat.
You pet Goat. Stone Chicken immediately also stops panicking, and goes back to pecking Chicken Bait on the head.
Oh my god.
I have no idea what happened, but it worked.
Neither do I.
I just stopped asking questions a long time ago. Chicken Bait, we need help with defenses.
Chicken Bait
Anything
stares at
anything
Rex,
you can do.
and I goes lazy. You I don't know.
I don't know you either, young man.
Chicken Bait, this is Rax. Rax, this is Chicken Bait. He helps us in the stables. He's very, very, very good with animals.
I see. All right then, Sir Chicken Bait. A pleasure.
I'm not a sir.
Well, I think starting today you should be Sir of all these animals. We're counting on you. Can you help us?
To look after the animals? Yes. To fight a bunch of minotaurs and elves? No.
We don't need you to fight. We just need your help with defenses. Anything you can do to help, anything you can think of will be of utmost help to us.
His other eye goes lazy, his tongue lolls out of his mouth. Anything I can think of, you got it. Chicken Bait has joined the defenses? Question mark?
You know what? It's better than nothing.
I'm proud.
Full disclosure, Chicken Bait is absolutely useless for the war phase.
Oh, it's fine.
You know what? He's included and that's all that matters.
He's still there. He's having a great time.
He's just happy to be there.
He knows one move and one move only, and it's Splash.
Chicken Bait will evolve into a red dragon with mastery over animals one day.
Yeah! He'll ascend to godhood.
Excellent.
It's me, Chicken Predator. So where to now?
Let's see. I'd say Jennifer.
All right.
She's
All right.
in the graveyard, I believe.
You head towards the graveyard, and at this point, Malifane, Scam, and Corellian have made it to the docks.
Wait, I'm actually here? I'm not just standing on... Okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought since the elves weren't going to advance that you were joining with the rest of the group.
I mean, I'll...
If you're not, you're not. Then never mind. That's me screwing up.
I don't know what would be of use at this point. I just want to do shit.
The best way for you to do shit right now is going around talking to people, since there's not a war section right now.
Yeah. Alright.
Cool.
How many Minotaur ships are there, by the way?
There are... Well, for Siege gameplay purposes, there are 3 separate groups. For abstract purposes, there are enough to make an effective blockade where you can't really send a ship out without one of them being able to catch it.
Okay. Okay. Now they're just sitting there, so, do we just fly our little parlay flag? Do Minotaurs know flag standard?
I mean...
Do they?
Curlian looks out at the ships that are flying flags. I mean, presumably.
Presumably.
I would assume so.
It's worth a shot to see if at least somebody responds.
Yeah, we could do that. See if they send out something, and if all else, then we can always. And Curlian would then call down Mosca, who's probably just been like around. She's nervous. She's real nervous. There's a lot happening. She doesn't like it, but she would be willing to fly. No, but she would be able to fly the two of us out if necessary. So, yeah, I guess, put out, like, a flag thing. Scamp, do you have anything that can pulls attention? Like, just a little, like, flashy sort of thing, or just a...
Yeah, unfortunately, my class... Oh, wait, no, I do have that from Sorcerer. That's right, Artificers don't have it, but Sorcerer certainly does. I have Prestidigitation.
Yeah, just a sort of, like, look over here, look at our flag type deal. Maybe they'll get the message.
I mean, it's pretty small, but I can try just shoot some fireworks into my fingers.
It's something. It's something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Just throw up the flag, add some zhuzh to the zazz, pew 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 pew, and let's see if anything happens. Look at our flag; it waves.
All right. You hoist up a parlay flag, add some zhuzh to the zazz, go pew 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 with it. The Minotaurs do not respond.
Maybe they didn't see our flag. Maybe we need to try a bigger flag.
I don't think we have a bigger flag.
Yeah,
we don't. This is a standard flag. Okay, so the parlay flag.
Unless we have any other ideas.
So, I mean, that either means they're ignoring our parlay, which means they're hostile, or they can't read flag standard, as we know it.
Alex, would the Minotaurs be smart enough to know that kind of symbolage?
History check, please.
You got it. History check. This is my specialty.
Yes, it is! Hot damn!
Yay! Hey!
Alright, so... Minotaurs... A lot of Minotaur culture is based around their navy and travel upon the sea.
Oh, yeah.
In order to communicate over long distances across the sea, they would definitely have to have some knowledge of flag standard. They would have extensive knowledge of flag standard.
Yeah, so okay, cool. They're ignoring the parlay.
They know exactly what's going on.
Oh, fuck.
This is hostile.
Alright, second plan.
That begs the question, then, is... They're known for just sacking places, right? They can obviously see that we are limping when it comes to, you know, our naval forces. Our docks have been destroyed. But why are they waiting there instead of moving?
Okay. Do I have to prepare for? I mean, I can get a book from the library on flag standard and see if I can get as much of that on translated paper as possible and flag dance them and see if they respond.
I mean, we're at the docks. Like, are there, like, any, you know, of our, like, merchants or sailors around who would just know that?
Any big collections of flags that were not burned up in the attack that we can use for flag standardization?
There are a fair number of flags. I'll say that flags were probably one of the quickest things that they had repaired, since cloth is relatively easy to fix, and communication across long distances saying, hey, don't dock here, our docks are broken, would be the most important thing for a place without a lighthouse.
Hey, you there with the one eye and crippling scurvy.
Arrgh! What do you want with Stereotype Pete?
You know flag standard?
Stereotype Pete has knowledge of many things, puny man.
Yeah, great. We need you to do a little flag dance for us, if you don't mind.
I may not have depth perception, but dancing I can do!
If there's a dance in your heart, let it out, big man. Here's a bunch of flags. Ask them why they to follow Corellian's lead. Just
ask them what they want.
Yeah, what they want. Like, we're limping on supplies. Why are they sitting there? What do they want? Just tell us.
Don't tell them that we're limping on supplies. Just ask them what they want.
Preferably just that.
Stereotype Pete's flag dance is a sight to behold. Unfortunately, he can't behold it so well on account of only one eye and crippling scurvy.
Poor man. He's trying so hard.
He's trying his best. He does this multiple times, repeating it, trying to get a response. Eventually, you see a gnoll clamber on to the bow of the ship, standing right on the edge of it, cackling, holding up some flags. And he just, like, waves a single one. Ah, that one says die!
Oh,
okay,
don't like that.
Backup plan. Hear me out. I send Jabidi underwater with a hand drill.
And how long would that take? Also, you haven't had Jabidi in a while.
I made him the other night.
Any additions to this one?
And that he's on my list of prepared infusions. I'm assuming I have him again. He doesn't speak anymore. That was too existential.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah. Jabidi is holding up a knife to his mouth area and trying to carve out a mouth for himself.
there are some kinks you can't work out.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Right. Well, if they're not moving, then we at least have time to do some preparations and gather as many people and be as prepared as possible. When it comes to naval warfare, we're limited in how many people can fly and what we can do.
Well, here's the thing, right? They're all out there at sea.
Right.
First things first, we need a proper... Sorry, Xander's choking on a peanut. we need a proper... nosebleed. We need a proper survey of the weaponry they have on board those ships. Because if they have any sort of, like, cannons or whatever, like ballistae, then we need to know what they have. Second, if we can try to stop any of them in the water, then that's great. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, if anything, sending out anyone who can fly and doing some sort of sabotage, whether it be bombing them from above or something like that, anything to thin out the numbers would probably be the best idea. I am out of character.
Even having someone who could swim would still be of some benefit.
Yeah, if only we hadn't, you guys hadn't pissed off all the merfolk before I got here.
I mean, the only other group of people that I can think of that would have some kind of naval presence would probably, and out of character, correct me if I'm wrong here, but probably would be Murdeal more so than Port Mirandu. Would that be correct?
Where is Ari again? Sorry.
Ari hangs out by the docks. Port Mirandu's navy has kind of been fucked up.
Right. So Murdeal would probably be our best bet navally wise-ish.
Well, the real question is, even if we did an instant message to them, how fast can somebody load up an entire ship of soldiers and then get them here before we're already sacked?
Yeah, that's the issue. At least we could probably hold off some ground parties for a while. And I mean, Murdeal is really, like, out of character. Murdeal's actually, like, fairly close by water, so to speak. It only took us, like, a little while to get back to Baton Rance from there. Yeah, maybe our best bet would maybe be talking to Ari or the other...
That's what I was thinking,
The other two Marrow that are still around.
Listen,
maybe they can do some sabotage.
Yeah, that'd be talk to them, but also consider I got boots that make me go up in the air. Hold on, let me finish. I have patented my work style on blowing things up from afar, emphasis on afar. At the very least, I can fly up and, I don't know, put some scorching rays through their mainmast sails so they can burn up and they can't really move with the wind.
Carlin sort of like stops themselves and tail lashes from side to side. Listen, I sort of lowers her voice. You're too important to this whole thing to get lost over the sea, right?
Listen, I understand the sentiment. It's not. I don't take any
it's not
risk.
It's the truth.
Losing you would put a hole in our entire operation. We can't afford that.
Of the group of us who can fly, I am the least squishy. And the alternatives are risking other lives of innocent soldiers. Listen, I thrust myself into this leadership position, okay? Like, if I'm gonna need... I don't want to... I want to see this through to the end myself. I know I'm important to the overall mission. But of the people who can do the same thing, of things of a similar caliber that I can do, it would be worse to send them. And I'm not saying that I want to make a big show of it, but at the very least, I can... There's still the peanut that's right back there.
Peanuts, the sea's deadliest killer, offers up Stereotype Pete.
Thank you, Stereotype
Thank you,
Pete. Does anyone else taste metal? But look, yeah, so I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. So, if I don't know, I can check around with the workshop, maybe even the alchemist. If we have any volatile reagents that can be dropped from above, I will certainly manage doing that. If I can get out there and make a quick trip of it without dying, then I'll feline it back here and not take any unnecessary risks.
Okay.
But like I said, I have Shatter, I have Scorching Ray, I have Fireball. Unless we're planning to go to war with the elves today, we need to make sure that we neutralize as many of those ships before they reach landfall. If I destroy at least one, then we have a bunch of the soldiers in the water who are swimming this way. We can pick them out as they swim. It's easier to pick out people who are at the lower ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, no, you're right. Sabotage would probably be the best option. And with you going by air, and we could try to talk to and convince Ari. We could try to talk to Morrissey and Marsh if they haven't fucked off yet. I don't think they have, but they might be convinced to.
No.
Actually, no.
What?
I think that if we're gonna do this and mitigate anyone going is a risk. But if we want to mitigate the most amount of risk possible, then the solution is not to send somebody who is the hardiest, like myself. It's to send multiple people, not in the same risky tactile endeavor, but we can approach it differently. If I do bring Momo, I don't want Momo at firing range, but if Momo can be there in a healing capacity, having someone up in the air in case someone gets hit because I having aid there. If anyone else who can fly, send them up in an aiding capacity. That way there's backup for each other. I still am bombing the shit out of them, but we can mitigate the risk of a couple people, like one or two people going, just by sending a whole team. They handle it with their own talents in mind.
Yeah, and
I guess
if we can convince a few people to maybe go by water, people going by air, enough distractions. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, let's go talk to some people then.
All right.
All right. Speaking of talking to some people, we're going to head back to Raxodal and Momo as they head into the graveyard.
Jazz hands!
Jazz hands.
Let me guess, more ghosts.
Correct. You have an eye for detail.
The graveyard has massively expanded since the last time you visited, Momo.
That is not a good thing, but
Yeah.
at the same time, more land.
And the attendant on duty there just kind of gives you this one-eyed, one other eye is lazy stare as you approach, not saying anything, but unblinking and not taking his eyes off you.
Do I know him?
I think you might have met him once when the graveyard was still being built. You never talked to him.
I'm gonna keep it that way. I'm gonna continue on.
You saved
I just kind of yelled at the guy, just like, yeah.
You saved the DM from making another NPC to talk to and continue just walking through the graveyard.
Love you, Alex. So I'm just gonna follow or walk around until I remember where she was last time.
It was not the graveyard.
Why didn't you tell me?
Why did we go to the graveyard then?
Where is Jennifer then?
I will do this for the sake of convenience, but she was not first previously encountered in the graveyard. You feel another cold, like, ethereal presence, and you hear behind you. So, if you're looking for another dead bear, they're probably not going to be buried with the people.
No, never that again.
Dead
Why would you
bear?
bring the... don't worry about it. Jennifer.
Rex, you feel this lick on the back of your neck.
What was that?
Oh, that was Snowball.
Snowball! Wonderful! Hello, Snowball.
You hear this behind you, the snorting horse noise.
Jennifer, I'm glad to meet you. We are in dire need of your help.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of people screaming back in town about how, oh, we're all gonna die, we're under siege, they're gonna shoot us with cannons!
Now, it's not... I mean, well,
Are you not gonna get shot with cannons?
Well, I don't know yet. However, I will tell you that on the coast there are minotaurs who are being led by Jessica Iron King.
Hence the
and
cannons.
Elves that... Yes. And there are elves in front. They are led by the Shisinthe. We have the elves under fold for now, but right now we're focusing on the minotaurs and we need help with defense as much as we can. As much as we can get, I mean.
Well, can't say I'm much of a knockdown, drag-out brawler myself, but, war has come once again to this shithole. And there happen to be idiots who live in here. There is this loud neigh, and you see the flash of a headless woman on a, kicked up, braying, jet black horse with fire coming out of its mane and its tail before she disappears. Can't exactly have them come into danger now, can we? Jennifer
No, we can't.
has joined the defenses of Baton Rance Hall.
Woo! Okay, he looks at the list.
Gugmek.
He's the blacksmith, right?
He is the blacksmith.
Yeah. Yes. He's he'll be great for defenses. I don't know how he'll, let's just go. We'll hope for the best. Let's just go.
As we're walking out, Rex just kind of keeps turning back and then just says to Momo, I read tales of headless horsemen to my children. I never expected to meet one.
A lot of things happen here that you would not expect to happen.
Right.
That is why
good to know now.
I... Repeat after me. Stop asking questions.
Stop asking questions. Unless they're
Very
more technical
good.
questions.
No questions at all.
No, at all.
You hear a voice behind you. Make sure to tell them about the undead bear!
I do that eventually.
No questions. Let's go.
You're getting it now.
Alright.
Let's go.
The freestanding blacksmith is not too far off from the graveyard, actually. And as you open the door, you can see it is still in full swing. Gugmek is in there making weapon after weapon after weapon, after suit of armor after suit of armor after suit of armor, Bryce is just running ragged back and forth, handing metal and other sheets of steel over to Gugmek. They don't look like they've had a break for the last couple hours.
Oh, God. Out of character, they're already doing what they can to help. Would it even be bothering them?
They're already working, so...
I'll leave them to it.
Yeah, mechanically they will not be able to provide anything that they are not already doing, which is supplying your militia.
Exactly, so they're already doing enough. So, okay, they're already doing what they can, so let's just go to Tundri.
Alright.
Alright. You head back inside Batonrance Hall to go into the Tinker's workshop. Panry has left Batonrance Hall to go deal with some Tinker's Guild business outside of the grounds.
Finagle bushes! Fuck! I don't care anymore.
The
now
next
what?
two closest people would probably be Torkalin and Nimble, since they're down kind of slab.
Ah, okay, I didn't even think of that. Well, Henry might not be here, but I know someone else who can help. Come with me.
Alright. No questions.
Alright.
Right.
You head downstairs to the Arcanist lab, and you hear the sound of someone furiously sawing inside. Come in! Mind the sawdust!
Opens the door. Oh, God.
I said mind the sawdust!
I did! I wasn't expecting this much! Hello?
There is, in fact, a lot of sawdust. There's a whole-ass boat on the table in the enchantry. Like, it definitely does not fit on the table, but there's a whole-ass, like, boat around the size of, like, looks like it could hold 15 people comfortably.
Oh! It's okay then, Nibbles, what are you doing?
Well, there were some problems on the water, so
Yes?
we thought we'd make a boat, and once the boat was made, we'd get the hell out of here.
You know what? That's a great plan. We also need help with defenses, so anything that you can think of to do to help will help.
I know what can help. Boat? He says Torkalin, pointing to the boat he's already working on. Really can't afford to take my attention away from this if I want to get it done.
Well, then you keep focusing your attention on that, and that will be enough to help us. Thank you.
Righto. And as you head off, you hear, problem with folding boats is you have to make the unfolded part first, and he just goes back to sawing away, trying to make a boat.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Brilliant.
Okay, let's see. Rihanna.
Alright.
Where's Rihanna?
Rihanna would be in, I believe in the tenements.
Rihanna's in the middle of the map, don't you remember?
Shut the fuck up.
Do you taste metal?
Do you taste metal? I taste so much copper.
I'm going to go find her.
Question.
Yes.
Are there any Okiti in King's March?
There are a few, like, they're treated as mostly rarities in King's March, because Okiti tend to settle in any port town that will not chase them out immediately.
Okay.
And King's March's capital is one of the largest port towns in the realms. Port town is kind of like underselling how fucking big this is. It's like Venice, basically, is the capital of King's March.
Perfect.
All this is to say, you probably would have seen Okiti if you've been to the capital of King's March before.
Of course I've been to the capital. Who do you think I am?
I don't know, I just met him.
You just met you like a couple hours ago, dude. Could be Joe Schmo from King's March.
Joe Schmo, master of Joeing.
Alright.
God.
You head into the tenements. They are abuzz with activity and gossip as a lot of the refugees in here are either, like, packing their things, otherwise holding them tightly, just, like, all talking amongst each other, wondering what the hell are we going to do. And Momo, you feel this small tug at your sleeve.
I look down.
Rihanna is standing there, kind of huddled into herself. Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm just gonna scoop her up and hug her.
She flinches, a little bit startled, but does not object to the hug.
Are you okay? How is everything? Of course it's not okay, but are you alright?
It's a little bit scary.
Can't imagine how you're feeling.
We're being attacked again, aren't we?
Yes. Yes, we are. But we are doing everything we can to make sure nobody gets hurt. And I need your help.
Rihanna slowly nods. I'm not good in a fight, but maybe if I'm small and silent enough, they won't notice me, and I could tell you what they have that's trying to kill you.
A scout. Brilliant.
He gets down on a knee.
I will make sure nothing happens to you. I will protect you, and you will be okay.
Thank you, she says, like, tapping the tips of her fingers together nervously.
You can do this.
He slowly nods.
You'll be okay.
I hope so.
I believe in you.
And I'm actually gonna cast Calm Emotions on her, so that she's relaxed.
Okay.
Oh! Pretend I didn't cast it twice.
Alright, so, as I scroll down to see where Rihanna's sheet is, because I think she's got one.
Oh, Kikyo's gonna kill us.
Surprise, Kikyo! We killed her! Kikyo!
I will not let Kikyo's character die! I will guard her with my life!
Alright. Not Ariana, that's not her name. She does not have a stat block, so I'm just going to use generic scout stat block for her.
Great.
She got a 6. She doesn't know what happens. You magically calmed her emotions.
I hold her in a hug. You can do this.
Do this, she says, nodding and scurrying off towards the wall to do what she can. Rihanna has joined the Baton Rouge defenses. Mechanically, she is your scout.
Godspeed, Rihanna.
Rex is just looking at all this like, are you sure?
I will destroy something if something bad happens to her. Okay, who's next?
Right.
Kelwyn.
Right.
Kelwyn! Okay.
You head back to Baton Rouge Hall to check on Kelwyn. I will rejoin the others when you get to Ari, because Ari and Tarth are both at the docks where the other members of the party are. So, you head back into Baton Rouge Hall to check on Kelwyn. You knock on the door of the herbalism lab, and you hear, "Ah!" from behind it.
Sorry! Can I come in?
You hear a lot of shuffling, knocking wood things together, and then silence. I don't think so. I think I piled up too many chairs.
He's gonna try the door.
You try the door, it is like firmly stuck, and you hear a lot of rattling. Yeah, that's definitely too many chairs.
I'll force it open.
Make an athletics check.
I'll give advantage.
You will? Oh, okay.
Alright. You take a step back and then just like shoulder check the door with all your might. with this loud BAM! It goes flying open, sending a pile of chairs careening through the room, knocking over all sorts of pots and other herb containers, and sending one of them flying into the forehead of this poor tall dragonborn, who just gets clocked and falls to the ground.
Huh. I think you need to work on your defenses.
No.
Oh, calm down. He's not dead.
I know he's not dead, but he's unconscious and we need him!
Ah, yeah, there's that. I will go over and try and, like, prod him awake.
He has been knocked unconscious by a chair flying into his head.
Is there anything I can do to bring him out of it?
Momo, you're a cleric.
I know, but like, do I just do cure wounds or something?
Literally any amount of healing will work.
Oh,
you can use smelling salts.
Alright.
Cure them.
You have, like, you can also do smelling salts or prestidigitation to mimic them, because I've usually had that work, but anyway.
Okay.
If you don't have that, magical healing works too. You just channel divine healing. Kelwyn, slowly gets up, notices his workspace is ruined, notices there's chairs everywhere, notices a stranger. Ah! Gets into a fetal position again.
Wait.
Look, man or person, pay attention!
Please, sir, I surrender!
No. Listen, we're not here to hurt you.
You broke down my door and destroyed my workspace!
To prove a point that you need to work on the defense, and also talking in between the door isn't going to be very productive, is
Rex, shut the fuck up!
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry that this happened. We need your help. I know there's a lot to ask of you right now, especially what just happened, but we need help with defenses.
Oh great, defenses, yeah, that's a thing I can do! I'm really good at defenses! Me with my knowledge of plants, I'm really good at defenses! Let me just go consult the plant- oh wait! They're on the ground where they should not be!
Well,
I surrender! I surrender. Kelwyn, I keep saying he, but Kelwyn's non-binary. Kelwyn flinches again.
Do you want me to help salvage them?
Literally, everything you've done has hurt me or my workspace. Please, no! Please, no!
The point being is, even if not defense, you can be an asset in terms of healing, or just any sort of support in that regard.
Kelwyn slowly looks at the numerous plants that have had their containers shattered by a storm of chairs. Give me several weeks and I can get back to you.
This is a lost cause.
After we're done, I will come back personally and help you. For now, just be safe, okay?
Okay.
And he will close the door softly.
All right.
Yeah, I go out. I just turn like sorry. Leaves.
You close the door and hear more shuffling of chairs. Kelwyn has piled more chairs by their door.
Okay. In all due respect, Sir Momo, you didn't warn me they would be there.
Anyway.
I can bear a punishment later. Let's go.
Let's go to the docks.
The docks.
Alright. You head to the docks, catching up with the rest of the party as they finish discussing what to do, having attempted flag communication with the help of their trusted friend and ally, Stereotype Pete.
Our mateys.
What a Chad.
He's a good man.
Real human being and a real hero.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Right. Carlin sort of like looks up as they approach and sort of like raises a claw. Any luck?
Yes. Some with others, a couple not.
Alright.
Great. We're collecting bombs, or at least trying to find something that explodes.
Yeah. Current news from out here. They, Curling jerks a claw behind them, are not willing to parley. They want to kill us all. Why they haven't done so yet is a little concerning, but we're not looking a good horse in the mouth, and we're doing our best. So yeah, current idea is to try and send people out to sabotage them as much as possible. The more ships we can sink, the better off we'll be. Carlin sort of like starts to say something, then trails off, like sort of does a little double take, points at Rexdal. Right, sorry, who are you?
Oh, sorry.
And so...
I am Sir Raxadal Uriella, and if we're going against the Minotaur, I am more than happy to be at your service.
Oh,
I will not look a gift horse in the mouth.
Wow.
God. Yes, I was sailing in from King's March and they sunk my ship.
Nice.
So technically personal.
Yeah, how long ago was that?
How long ago was it?
When your ship was sunk.
No,
the ship was sunk like about a month ago. You've been here for a couple of days after getting pointed in this direction, saying, yeah, they take in refugees. Like, if you just say Minotaurs, they'll be nodding at me like, ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, right this way.
So you've been here for like a week, maybe a week and a half?
Okay. It was about a month ago, yes.
Yeah, they've been around for a while, I guess. But everyone on land. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Well,
right.
If you're willing to help, then welcome aboard. Glad to have you, Sir Rexdal Uriel.
Of course, and who might you be?
Right, Carlin Velis. Carlin gestures at the other two.
Scam likely, professional maker of things that go boom.
Malphine Lythos. Pleasure.
Of course. And I would take it your friend here, points to Momo, is your leader?
No. He points at Corellian.
Carlin sort of like raises a claws and like, no, don't look at me. It's not so much as leadership as we're all sort of stewards of this place. It's
I think technically I can be considered the leader at the current moment. Yeah, I can. I'm technically the leader. I convinced all of these militia people to form up an army, so I think I get the baton at this moment.
Debitty slowly raises a stubby hand, pointing at himself.
All right.
Under no circumstances will I allow that to happen to my administration. So
yeah, and under no circumstances will I allow that to happen to the administration.
Yeah.
Corellian points at Scam.
Yeah,
it's a group effort. Anyway, if you're willing to help, we're more than happy to have you. What do you know about naval warfare?
What do I know about it?
Would you say that Rexdal actively participated in naval warfare in the past, or was that not his area of expertise as a knight?
I didn't think this far ahead! I think he may have participated in it a couple times, but it would have been his, like, profession, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
He's had experience.
Alright.
Okay.
Sorry. So considering you know some amount of naval warfare, you know enough to know that these are like kind of standard patrol ships the Minotaurs use that are forming the blockade right now.
Alright. I relay this.
Do we have a plan to get all of the civilians out?
Yeah, no, we can't really do anything, while we are pinned between land and sea, as it is. We can't exactly do anything against the elves yet, because they, at least, are willing to wait at least a little bit. We have one ship, one civilian transport, it's not armed. If we're getting people out, we have to get them out against all that. We've got to deal with the Minotaurs first, and that is...
Right.
Well,
plan is to make them go boom.
Tokalin and
It's kind of a
Nibbles
work in
are
progress.
making a folding boat. They can hold about 15 people.
Oh, that's something. Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Still unarmed, though.
So,
As long as it gets us from point A to point B.
Momo, let me put it to you like this, as to why we don't just fireball the ships. Step numero uno, get within range, because I can only cast fireball on things within 150 feet of me, which may not seem like, you know, super close, but comparatively in ship naval distance, it's super close. So, we can't just fireball them.
Because that would also destroy the docks. Okay.
No,
Well-
they're not...
Well,
that would put you within cannon and archery and harpoon and whatever else range. And if you're lost at sea and fucking dead, it doesn't exactly help us.
Yeah.
We don't exactly need that right now.
Right.
So we're trying to figure out a method of, at the very least, crippling some of their ships, making it so that they're going to have a harder time coming to play with us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Oh, I could make a blade barrier between us and the ships.
Blade Barrier is a 5-foot wide spell. Momo.
Respectfully withdrawn.
It is a 5-foot wide spell. It would
was worth a
block.
shot.
It would block 1/200th of their forces. I
Understandable.
would assume.
Okay.
right now, our current idea is I was going to try and speak with Ari and maybe Morrissey and Marsh, as they are at least able to go beneath the waves and do some sabotage. See if they'd be willing to help us out. And then between them, between Scam and whoever else you were going to take with you, between that distraction and their sabotage, maybe we could take out a fraction of their forces as much as possible. And if
again,
you could be
heading
there
in.
as distant support, distant, out of range support. that would
Actually,
be-
wait. If one of us could feasibly breathe underwater, specifically one of us who is, because I just remembered that water breathing is not a concentration spell.
Yeah?
This is true.
If one of us could breathe underwater, then, or, you know, if people could breathe underwater, then we can feasibly go under them and then do a bunch, because then they can't hit us if we're beneath them.
Yeah,
and they're barraging them with shit.
That
That's
is
a
true.
I go, I
brilliant
go through the
idea.
air.
No, absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah, so who here can cast water breathing?
That would be you and Momo, I think.
I don't
Yeah,
think I have water breathing.
I don't have
water
it
walk.
prepared. Yeah, I don't have
Okay.
water breathing prepared. However,
Nah.
It's time we don't have.
what time is it right now?
It's late evening.
I mean, do you think that, lady, if I were a pirate, I would, with the intent of sacking and burning, I would do it during the dark of night. So, shit. Damn,
Glad
that was
you
a
put
really.
so much consideration to what you do if you're a pirate.
You know what? I briefly considered being a pirate after I got kicked out of Mirandu.
This is a valid
I thought I could
profession,
break-
offers up stereotype Pete.
Thank you. I thought I would break in to the city, steal one of their ships as like a big fuck you, and then be a pirate. You know, scam the terrible. You know, I would just go around telling people about their life insurance plans and then steal all the fucking money.
I mean, it would fit you. It would suit you.
It's,
I
it
would
is
call
one
it.
career
I
path.
would. That's where the name Scam Ventures first came from. I consider myself an adventure capitalist.
So, since it's probably been an hour, I'll go ahead and say what the last scans of
Yeah.
the Eagle Familiars was for Rax's
Okay.
scouting. Battenrance Hall, nothing out of the ordinary. From what you can tell, no one's, infiltrated the hall and is spying right now. The elves look to be gathering a whole lot of archers.
Oh boy.
Minotaur ships, you have not seen Minotaurs on them. Whole lot of gnolls staffing it. From what the Eagles could tell of the weaponry, most of them appear to be, ballistas and catapults, but there was one ship that had cannons on it.
Okay, so I don't
probably
suppose
take out
there's just
the
a
ship with
bunch
cannons.
of water-breathing potions lying around in Annabelle's workshop, huh?
There are potions in Annabelle's workshop, but there are none that you should even consider touching.
Yeah! I didn't hear a definitive answer from the DM.
I will say that Annabelle has mostly been working on potions of healing, unless
You're
ordered
right.
not to.
I could
Damn.
go ask her to make something.
I don't think she could make a... How long does it take her to make potions? Probably a few days, I imagine.
Usually it's a few days.
Yeah.
Crap, that kind of time.
Listen, here's what we'll say for now. We'll let's go with another plan for now. But if it turns out that they're not attacking us at all at the moment, if we can buy time before they can raid us, then yeah, I can, as soon as dawn breaks, I can get the reagents I need for actually, wait, hold on. I'm just wait, is it, do I get them at dawn or do I after I take a long rest? Like, I think it's at dawn I get to change out my spells. That's how the rolling works.
If they're gathering archers, I'm not sure time is an asset that we have.
No,
They're
the elves
gathering
are
archers?
gathering archers. No, the elves are gathering archers. Not the Minotaurs. We're worried about the fucking Minotaurs right now. Or
Yeah.
the ships.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, well, let's see. I'm
We should have
just
someone
double check.
keep an eye on the elves, though, shouldn't we?
Well, I mean, that's what we have guards for.
Yeah, people on the walls.
Yeah. Oh, I prepare. Oh yeah, whenever I finish a long rest. So I'm just saying, like, if we really wanted to go with the route of, hey, let's go under their ships, then I can sit out for 8 hours while I grab a quick power nap, and you guys want to buy me as much time as possible. Then we can go in and really hard strike them.
I think we can do that. What do you think?
All right.
I guess.
Sounds good.
Here's what I'll say. I'll get somewhere secure. I'll hunker down. I'll begin preparing all the reagents I need. I'll get the materials assembled to get the lot of us be able to breathe underwater. If you can buy me 8 hours of time, then I can successfully get us underwater to potentially sink all of their ships. Now that said, if I hear anything, if it sound, you know what? If landfall is made, if there is a significant development where that plan is no longer a viable option, then I will cease that course and just come join the defense maneuver.
Okay.
But
Right, sounds good. And Carlin sort of holds up a claw, sort of with the ring, the circle of sound ring. We have a way to get in contact with you. We should go try and find Ari. Maybe see if we can convince Morrissey and Marsh to do something. And I think, Momo, you mentioned going to talk to Tarth as well.
Yes, Tarth and Aubrey.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
I'll hole up in the workshop. Buy me 8 hours.
Yeah. Stay safe.
All right.
Fuck. All right. I'm gonna attempt a long rest.
All right. Scam attempts to long rest and focus his energy into getting some water-breathing devices made.
Yes.
Woo.
Fuck.
You can do it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, still at the docks, those of you who are still here, take a look around for Ari and eventually find her sitting on one of the docks, just looking out onto across the waterfront at all the Minotaur ships.
Do you want me to go ahead and go talk to Tarth while you talk to Aubrey?
Sure, sounds good.
That
Go
might
ahead.
be, yeah.
Good luck. And Momo
Thanks.
flies away and goes to talk to Tarth.
In that case, Carlin will sort of approach Ari, say hi so that she knows that they're here, and just
Is Rax with Momo or is Rax with Corellian?
If Momo was just going off by himself, then I'd stay.
I don't mind
Alright.
if you come along.
No, I'm staying here.
Fine, but you're not invited to my birthday party.
I didn't want to come anyway.
All right. Ari looks around, looks about to say something, pauses when she sees Rax, and stops.
Carlin sort of glances between the two of them. Sir Axerdal, would you mind giving us a bit of room?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Please.
All right.
Thank you.
Ari waits until Rax is well out of earshot before saying, "So what inane specimen did you bring here this time?"
What, you're referring to that one? Points
Yes, I
towards
am.
where
Who else would I be referring to?
It's not exactly that we brought him here, more so he came.
The ship was sunk by Minotaurs, so he's been here ever since.
Unfortunate, she says with the shrug. Unlikely to offer anything interesting to say, but unfortunate.
Listen, Ari. As I'm sure you can see, shit is going down. Luckily, nothing's happened yet. And for now, at least, we're not too concerned about what's happening towards the sort of like Jerk's claw back. On the elf side, we at least have some time there. But,
something has happened to your microphone. You sounded very far away for a second.
Oh, sorry. Is this better?
Yes.
Much better.
Yes?
Well, at least that, Caroline jerks a claw back at the elves. That's probably not going to come to a head for a little while, so we're focusing on that. Points towards the Minotaurs. We're buying Scam some time, and with some water breathing, we're going to try and go out and thin the herd, excuse my pun, as much as possible. Because with them in the way, we can't go towards that Mind Flayer's lair. And that's the fucking plan. And I know it's a lot to ask of you, but if you are willing to help, I know you want to kill that son of a bitch as much as we do. So if you can do anything to help us get rid of those fuckers, it would be much appreciated.
Ari takes a long, heavy sigh, goes back to looking out over the water. The inane specimen from before. You said he came here as a refugee, yes?
That's right.
Yes, that's what he said. His ship was sank.
The Minotaurs.
It's hard leaving a life behind. I've done it plenty of times. Fiery grog, back with my daughter, way back when. I was considering leaving this one too, with, gestures at the Minotaurs, imminent death upon us. And I want you to understand I am still fully capable and willing to do that, if worst comes to worst.
Of course.
But you took me in without expecting anything. And I hate having a debt unpaid.
It's not a matter of debt, Ari, and I don't think...
It is to me.
Alright. But I don't think any one of us would think badly of you if you decided to leave. But,
certainly not.
You're here, and we all made the choice and made the promise to protect the people who are here as best we can. So you're included in that.
Ari nods. As you're probably aware, my ability in combat is lacking compared to you. That being said, she puts a hand to the necklace around her neck, obviously. You would be surprised what people say when they think they're around someone who cannot talk. Ari has joined the Batman's defenses. Mechanically, she is your spy.
Excellent.
Utility is just as important as anyone on the front lines. Your assistance is much appreciated, Ari.
Alright. So, having finished that, we now go to Momo, as he goes to the hobgoblin's shack, knocks on the door. Captain Tarth opens it, looks out over the water. War has come.
As you can see. And unfortunately, they won't stop at anything until we are all dead. And we need your help with defenses.
He slowly nods. As you no doubt know, I and my group are but 4 hobgoblins. I have routed armies with less. But that, he points the patrol boats, that is not their army.
What?
Those are patrol boats. Those are scouts. And no one would send scouts if they wanted to wipe this hole off the map.
Why would they send scouts then?
To see what else they would need to bring in order to wipe the hole off the map.
So wait. Should we leave the scouts alone? Because if they don't return, that would indicate we have... Right?
If the scouts do not return, it would indicate that you have some sort of defense worth mentioning. And that would require a stronger offense.
Oh god.
Consider carefully your options, Momovol. And he closes the door. Captain Tarth has joined the Bat and Rant's defenses.
Momo is going to fucking jet back to the docks. He is terrified. He's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Alright, you zoom back and manage to rejoin the others, zooming right past Rax as you do it.
Krillian! Change of plans! We can't attack those boats!
Okay, hold on, breathe.
What?
And,
What's going on?
Yeah, trying to, like, jog over and, like, wave Rax back over.
Toth said that those are scout boats. And if we attack them, that would indicate that we have a defense that is worth a stronger fleet. We have to let them... We have to make sure we can't attack them! What? Because if they don't return, they will come back, and they will come back stronger, and that will no doubt mean the death of all of us.
God, that's annoying.
I know!
It sort of flexes their claws impatiently. So, I trust Tarth's judgment. He is well seasoned, well experienced beyond any of us, but what are we supposed to do? Just wait here, pinned in between elves and minotaurs or gnolls or whatever?
I don't know. I don't know how long they'll be here for. But I don't know if they're here to attack us. They do have cannons, they do have weapons, but they are scouts.
Well, they're not going to sit back if there's an opening. I'm sure they'll move in if there's an opening.
Right.
We just need to make it look like there's nothing worth fighting for.
Something tells me that doesn't really matter to them that much. Listen, the Minotaurs sacked Sheepvale, of all places. That place is barely a speck on the fucking map.
It's true.
I don't... We'll talk it over. And Rax, from what you said with your eagles, it does look like the elves may not be preparing for an assault, but they're preparing for something at least, right?
Absolutely.
Do you think you could get... Well, how far away are the boats?
The boats are, like, a reasonable distance away. If they had a couple hours to sail closer, you would be in cannon shot range. Currently, you're just in blockade range. Looks pretty clear the goal is make sure no one leaves, rather than attack Batenrant's Hall right now.
Oh. Well, if they're not going to leave, they must be waiting for
either reinforcements or retaliation or something. Or maybe, who knows, maybe they're waiting on seeing if the elves will fucking attack so they'll move in. Maybe the elves are waiting for the Minotaurs to attack so that they can move in while we're distracted. Either way, Curling is pacing at this point, very, very, very highly agitated. Either way, we're fucked. And as much as I would love to go cut off the head of the Hydra out fucking there, I can't leave these people. I
don't want to leave them either.
I don't know what to do.
It's alright. Let's... Don't make a decision in haste like this, alright? We need a level head.
That's all he does. We'll buy time, we'll keep scouts on them, keep eyes on them. We have to buy time for scan. Anyway, if either side moves, we at least have eyes. Elves and Minotaurs. We're aware. We have people willing to take arms and defend. We have options. We have time to gather those options, and Carlene sort of looks up. Did Momo, like, mention, like, Annabelle's, like, poison shit and stuff like that?
I have. I mentioned that, Annabelle had no potions that were even worth considering touching. I didn't specifically
Not
say
specifically poison.
But I did say that...
so he didn't specify that Annabelle basically had a fucking poisonous nuclear option that would really fuck people up, so, okay.
No.
Alright. Okay, well...
What's the plan, then?
I guess the plan is to do as much as we can on the wall. In the meantime, we wait. Like I said, Scab and I spoke with the elves. They want us to disband. We told them we're not disbanding until the Minotaurs are taken care of. Hopefully, they will hold to that. But just build up as much as we can. And when it comes down to it, I don't care about being fair. I don't care about being honorable. These are our people, and they look to us, and we need to protect them.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
Now that you say that, Annabelle does have some things. Some potions.
She does.
Very unorthodox. But imagine reverse healing potions.
Is that
She has a
explicitly
lot
what they
of
are?
those. That's what she told me. She said that they were not how to make a healing potion. So I assume it's nothing but poison.
Rather vague.
Worst comes to worst, I'm sure that they could be good to use.
And Momo kind of grips his arms, grips his stomach a little. If need be, perhaps, if worst to worst, just hear me out. If we do end up fighting, and there are some perished enemy soldier corpses, I could perhaps use them to our advantage.
Can Rex insight that to see what he means?
I usually don't allow insight checks between between players and stuff. So if you want to be
I think
suspicious,
it's obvious what that meant.
Yeah.
I think it's obvious.
You live in a world of high magic, Raxidal. It's pretty fucking obvious that's necromancy.
Come on, man. Necromancy is part of the alphabet.
Just wanted to double check. Okay. The mask kind of blinks. And then it kind of clicks what he means. It's just like, ah. All right. Whatever tactic works.
What do you think, William?
We have to do whatever it takes at this point. We don't have any other options.
I just hope it doesn't come to that.
I
know.
hope not either.
Yeah, nor I.
Okay. For now, I think our best bet is to keep patrol, gather as much information as we can, stay alert, and protect our people.
That's the best we can do at this point.
Help out where possible. Sounds good. Sounds good.
I'm going to go help Gugmak in the smithy, because they are overworked, and I don't think they've had a break in several hours, so I'm going to do what I can to help them.
Alright.
Increase our defenses, increase our weapons. And if anyone needs any healing, if anyone needs any help from me, ping me. You know where I am.
Yeah.
You still have... Oh, pardon me. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. You still have your circle, yes? He kind of holds up his hand with the ring.
Holds up his hand.
These are of more use than we could imagine at this point.
Right. Okay. And he flies off to go help Gugmak. Woo!
Woo!
Oh boy.
A question.
Yes?
Are you all native to Irion?
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
He nods. We heard the rumors in Kingsmarch about the war that was happening. Irion is my homeland. I hoped I could provide whatever assistance I could.
I'm sorry to hear that then. It's a little more complicated than just a single war.
Yes. That's all right. I was hoping that combat at least would be somewhat honorable, but in these circumstances any tactic should be put to the advantage.
I understand.
Well, if you're going to be fighting alongside us, then it's only fair that we should fill you in on some of the circumstances as to what's going on here. And Carlene will sort of relay to Raxidal the whole, there's a Mind Flayer orchestrating shit. Everything's fucked. Shit's fucked. Everyone's fighting each other. We're kind of fucked. We have maybe question mark allies, but like
allies that you have not sent word to say help question mark.
Are we allies? I don't know.
I don't know.
So...
Our friendship status on Facebook says it's complicated, so I'm not entirely sure at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, sort of relaying the sort of background information to Raxidal, and also what would out of character, would we be able to send 4 reinforcements in a way that would be undetectable, or would it pretty much be a...
Well, you see, you could send snail mail, but there's also a 3rd level spell called Sending.
That I have! I was actually just about to say that I was gonna send a message to the dwarf leader that we are allied with. Well,
he already sent us... Like, dwarves are already sent here. Like, would it be useful to ask for more?
I think we need all the help we can get.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, we could do that. We could also, in that case, we could send to Snalgu, and we could send to
With what happened?
Radial, maybe.
With what happened last time?
Are you sure?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think they would help?
I mean, they're not our enemies.
But they also don't really owe us anything. It's worth asking.
Curly's sort of like it. God, we saved a good lot of all of them from that fucking oil rig. So, as much as they may hate Corellian, there's at least the potential that they could send some people here. And as for Mirandu, who would be the best person to contact in Mirandu? Would it be Lionbelly? I'm not sure.
Wasn't Lionbelly Trevlon's political enemy?
Yeah, but Trevlon's not here.
That's true.
I mean, we could probably... I mean, Goldtooth is the Aegis of the Guard, and I think we dealt with him when there was the whole Loki thing going on.
I guess.
So we could ask for... We could try and speak with Goldtooth and see if he would be willing to help anyone, or rather, if he would be willing to help us. That would probably be our best bet out of the Port Mirandu nobles. Would probably be Giovanni Goldtooth. So,
Not gonna lie, I'm a bit flummoxed as to what would be the best option. So,
okay. Well, if nobody is opposed, then my suggestion would be we send to Goldtooth and Snalgu to see if they would be willing to spare any reinforcements. If anyone has any better ideas, please let me know. Okay.
I'm just following your lead.
Awesome.
Your orders, Captain.
I do have...
You call Corellian Captain, you just see like their entire countenance drop as in an, oh god, I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
I do have an idea of someone else who could help. Maybe Magdor? Could help with defenses?
Magdor is kind of a prisoner in me.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
We're already fighting with dirty tactics as it is.
Yeah, Magdor is kind of under the Oriad thumb at the moment. I don't think he could make it out here.
Right. Okay, so Goldtooth and Snalgu.
Yeah, I think those would be our best options.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to send to Goldtooth first. And I'm going to say, from Battenrance Hall, we are under siege. Need all help we can get. Any out of character? Anything else that I could use to help convince him to help?
Fuck.
What?
I would probably make mention of the Minotaur fleet, considering that, Port Mirandu is a port, so it would probably suck for them if Minotaurs weren't taken care of more and raised us, then went on to move that. So that would just be my out of character suggestion to say something
fair.
about Minotaurs here.
It's a good point. Jedgar Iron King fleet of scouts outside, along with Shi, Synthé, factions. Send.
All right. It takes a little while to get a response, like 10 minutes or so, but eventually you hear back. Sit tight. Hold as long as you can. Aid is on the way.
Oh.
You see, like, Momo just sigh and... Goldtooth is on the way. He said, hold on as long as we can. Aid is on the way.
That is something.
And then he's going to send to Snalgu, which I think is my last sending spell. Yeah. And he's going to say, at Battenrand's Hall, we are under siege. Need as much help as we can get. Jedika Iron King scouts outside, along with Shi Sinfei factions. Help.
Help, I need help. My address is 123 help.
Help!
Oh yeah, you can still upcast for sending if that would, if that gets messages out faster, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You don't get a response from Snalgu.
Fuck.
Nothing.
Shit.
Unless we have Port Mirandu.
At least we have Port Mirandu, and I mean, we could. We could maybe try to get intel from Zutzag. From what you've told me, Zocti's around. I don't think it would be worth asking him. But listen, if anything, I know Murdeal is not too keen on the elves, so I mean, I don't know, it might be worth trying for Zutzag to at least see if he'll say anything that'll give us an idea as to what could be going on. You know?
I can't send anymore.
Couldn't you use a higher spell slot? Or a higher spell, like more power to it?
Sure. Okay. He's gonna use one of his higher spell slots, and he's gonna cast Sending, and he's going to basically repeat what he said to Goldtooth.
I gotta love mass text posts.
I know.
New brain, who dis? Alright. Same message gets sent, basically asking for help. A minute or so later, you get back. Hey, Momo! Long time, no talk. Everyone in council is yelling and arguing about something right now. They have me on standby to make sure that he's cut off.
Fucking hell.
He said that everyone was arguing and yelling about something.
That's
Sounds like politics.
Promising. Maybe, hopefully, one can only hope.
Still more of a response than we got from Snow. Well, wait a minute. No, wait, hold on. I retract that
Who's in
statement.
the council.
Yeah, I said I retract that statement.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Goldtooth at least is willing to send for us, and we know at least Murdeal's council probably got our message. So, if they come to a decision, I'm sure we'll hear about it.
Agreed.
Is there anyone else in mind that you can think of?
Oh, fuck me.
I don't even know.
I mean, would it be worth trying to see if the Underhill King can spare any more dwarves, or is it like pretty much we got our allies from them and that's it?
Do you want to roleplay it out, or do you just want me to announce what the result would be?
Honestly, I feel like it's straightforward enough of a, hey, could you spare any more people who are under attack, yes or no, type thing.
The answer is no. Currently, he needs as many people as he can to repair Circus Call after the undead attacked it.
Gotcha. Alright, cool.
Okay.
No.
Well,
We've done what we can.
right. Let's just go help as much as we can and wait till further notice.
Alright.
Right. Right.
Right.
So,
Right.
with in-hall defenses gathered, and the promise of at least some aid on the way, you all gather and rest up to prepare for whatever your next move is going to be. Since we're 10 minutes out, I will end this a little early, but first, let us go to the war section again, so we can see what we're up against, and I can explain for the lovely, lovely people a couple of additional rules for what's happening during the siege.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so, this is another war segment. This is an abstract of several armies fighting against each other. Unlike previous war segments, you might have noticed these clocks to the side of Battenrance Hall.
Yeah,
This is the bad news timer. This goes down at DM discretion, such as, oh, we're running out of supplies, oh, real bad attack happens, stuff like that. If it's depleted all the way, Battenrance Hall can no longer hold up an effective defense and is basically overrun. Yeah. Build points to get new units are still obtained as normal, so this is not the entirety of Battenrance's defenses right here. They'll be able to build more, but they have 100 points total to spend from. Like, not with them right now, but total over time, they'll only have 100. I can keep track of that. Once those points are depleted, that's it. Yeah. If a card representing an army that another card's attached to, like if Scam is attached to some men-at-arms and the men-at-arms lose, is defeated and they have no other cards to attach to in the area, there are a few options. One is to immediately return, ready to attach to someone else, and lose 5 build points. Another is to immediately return, ready to attach, and lose time on the bad news timer. Or, the character will get captured.
Oh.
Reinforcements will be showing up for the enemy side. The elves, for all intents and purposes, have way more forces that are waiting.
Yeah.
Same for the Minotaurs. Yeah, but the heroes are not limited to acting only in the war phase. Special operations to give them benefit are possible. In fact, they have found one right now, which is attack one of the patrol ships to beat back the scout blockade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is, and quite possibly will be, the last war phase of Fallen Empires. Will they go out with a bang? We'll find out next time as the war starts in earnest. We will see you all in a week. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.